We are live, aren't we? I hope we are. How's it going? Jerry's in the house. Wilmar's in the house. And no, I don't think we're upside down now, Jerry. My camera was originally on the tripod. Pretty good. Pretty good. Y'all can hear me okay, I assume. Hi, Art, James, Dave. I know, Riley. I'm early. Isn't that terrible? Yeah, it has stick them on the ceiling, right? I think I'll have to take a new picture before before it goes live again, before it reposts after the live. So. Let's see. James Riley. Art, I said hello to. Melvin Fackler. How's it going? Dave, I said hello to, I think. Dave BNSF. Anfield. Across the pond. So this is my first live stream with this camera, and it's got the microphones on it too. So if anything is wrong, blame it on Heath. Schoolco, how's it going, John? Ian, how's it going? Maybe I should have set the camera back from me a little bit more. This is my computer. I can't hardly read it now. Well, let's see. 3 weeks ago, it was 0. Today, 85. It's crazy. I've had to turn the air conditioner on. Yes, I am. Art, I'm back here in the back corner. Hopefully the cool air reaches me because I'm starting to sweat already. Yeah, Brian. So how's it going, Brian? I see he's in the house. Wait just a couple minutes. James Galton, you still got snow. Hey, no way we've got snow, James. 85 degrees here today. Can't believe it. I said 3 weeks ago it was 0. There's Anthony. How's it going? John 2618. Melbourne. Yep, snow to sweat, nothing flat. That's it. Like I said, I had to turn the air conditioning on in the train room here. It's crazy. Well, we got 14 in here already. 15. How about that? Somebody else just showed up. Good to see everybody this evening. Glad you could join me. Yeah, I know. Same with me, Brian. My front yard, at least my front yard's ready to mow. My backyard's not too bad, but I think my front yard has more weeds in it. That's why. James turned the heat on. It's crazy. It is crazy. So before we get started, just mention on the live streams, and I unfortunately have lost track of a lot of the live streams. So I know. Let's see. So Sparky's not doing his on Wednesday anymore, unfortunately. I can understand that. But doing a full-time live stream every week is probably a lot of work. So, but I know on Thursday, Hot Rod Rodney, and then Vinny's on Friday, and I think Hot Rod Rodney does another show after Vinny on Friday too. So, and then I was thinking Vinny did something on Saturday too, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Third Rail Thursday, gang. Thanks, James. I appreciate that. And then Sunday we got the Sidetrack Sunday guys. And hey, Dwight, how's it going? Heath does his on Monday, and then I think Friday too. He does something in the mornings. So Humanity Junction. So that's all I can think of off the top of my head. I know there's one on Monday too, but Monday evening it seems like. Oh, and Nora does one on Sunday evening too. So Northern Ohio Railroad Action. So make sure you tune into the live streams and support those guys. Yeah, James, one Saturday morning. Okay. Was that Vinny's? Vinny does one on Saturday morning, I think. Yeah. Premiere video from Vinny. Okay. And of course, Tuesday nights it's us guys. Make sure next week you tune in to Dave, Crooked River and Eastern. It's his turn next week, so make sure you watch it. So I know he's building his layout now, rebuilding it, and it's looking really good. I mean, he's doing a great job. So. Back on track on Saturday morning. Wow. Yeah, there's just a lot, and I just can't keep up with them anymore. It's hard. And tried to watch videos and of everybody. It's it's something else. I enjoy it, but it's sometimes it is time consuming. I guess everybody understands that. So. Split Rock 323, how's it going? Have I missed anybody so far? No, hope not. But anyway, if I haven't said hi to you, hello. I'm going to kind of get into what I wanted to do. And remember, we were building the bridge, so now I'm kind of getting to the installation portion of it this evening. So just so you watch, not bad. Every other Tuesday. Make sure you do that. That's right. So what I have done, I painted the bridge last time. So let me just show you that first. So here's the bridge on the piece of track that it's going to be on. So, I don't know, maybe if I should have cut its own section out, but anyway, I didn't. So here is the bridge. Let me just angle down a little bit. So here's the bridge we painted. Here's the, let me get it up in the picture. Here's the track with the guardrails on it. So what I did to make the guardrails, because it's funny, you can get bridge track. Now the bridge track came with a kit, but no guardrails, of course. So all I did for the guardrails is I took two pieces of rail that I had, because it did have the plates to mount it on. And I have another piece of track. Oh, here it is. This piece of track is actually one of Walther's pieces of bridge track, and you see it have the has the guardrails on it already. So I kind of use that as a guide. Yeah, Brian, absolutely, anytime. You anybody's welcome. Come visit. Um, the I use this kind of as a guide to bend my guardrails. So I just took two pieces of rail and held them flat sides together, and then bent them to kind of match what was on this Walther's piece of track, and that's how I did it here. And then what I did, I came in with a Dremel tool at a 90-degree angle, uh, and then actually flattened the edge of each rail. So, and then I soldered them together. So after I soldered them together, then I just painted them, put them in the track. So that's how I did that. Hey, Mystic, how's it going? So that's the bridge track's already glued to the bridge itself. So I'm gonna set that out of the way. And I had to I couldn't put it in yet because I was actually have to do the road first, as you can see the road down here. And I'll tell you what we're doing with that in just a minute. Because the other thing I did were my bridge abutments. And I didn't do them on camera because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with them. And it took me several hours to figure out how I wanted to mess around with them. So, so what I did, I can tell you what I did. I took the bridge abutments, of course, glued them together. After I glued them together, I painted them a cement color. And then I kind of misted them with my airbrush with another cement color. And kind of just two different tones of gray, you know. And then I looked at it and I said, you know, that doesn't look exactly right. It looked like if it was brand new cement. So I got to thinking about it after I'd put the two colors on it. Well, first of all, what I did is I did go down and do some streaks where the I don't know. Let me try to zoom in on that a little bit. This camera's got a zoom, so I think that's pretty cool. So there, I don't know how well you can see them, but I put some streaks where the footers for the bridge would have been. So rough and dirt drip down the side. And then also where the seam is in the concrete, of course, water is going to flow down through that and make it a little bit dirty. So that's what I did. I did all that with my airbrush and with dry brushing. I came back and it was just too solid of a gray to look anywhere close to realistic. Yeah, Wilmer, they are. They're a Walther's kit also. So what I did is I got out my pastels that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and I took there's a dark gray pastel that I used, and all I do is take the back of, or not the back, but I take an X-Acto blade and just scrape it till it comes off as powder, and that's all I did. So with this, I just took my finger and rubbed in the dark gray. It's like a charcoal gray. I rubbed it and rubbed it and rubbed it, and then anybody will tell you, and I'm not claiming to be an artist, believe me. If you use dark, you got to use light. Okay. One's background, one's foreground. So you got to complement dark with a light. So I took the white pastel and did the exact same thing, and I just rubbed it. And as you can see, it didn't hurt anything to use the white on it. It just highlighted some, kind of almost microscopically. So after I airbrushed it, dry brushed it, used the pastels on it, And I actually went around under the edges to highlight things with the pastel. I went around with the charcoal one underneath and highlighted. And so that gives it a little depth. So once I did that, I clear coated it with gloss coat, put on my graffiti decals, and then and that was it. So that's how the bridge was. That's how the bridge abutments were done. Now I'm in the middle. Before I put the track on, I have to get the road done because I've got to make the stripes and all on the road and paint the road and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did next. I put the bridge abutments, or actually I used my Loctite cement stuff I used to put the foam board down because I didn't want to melt the foam. So that's what I sealed the bridge abutment back up against here. And what's holding it in on the bottom is just the plaster from the road. It's not plaster, it's spackling. So I use spackling for the road. Thanks, Jerry. So this is all spackled over foam. So this part that's elevated is some foam that I cut down at an angle, and then I ran the spackle. So once I got the spackle down and it dried, then and it took a couple days because in some spots it was really thick. And I got the stuff that don't have it here, but it's pink and then it turns white when it dries. Hey, Randall, how's it going? So once it was dried, then I came along, and of course I had to mask my abutments, but I painted it with this kind of paint that's over here. This is the paint I use to make my roads. And you notice I got three colors and then a solid color. Well, these three are good colors for highways, and I found they can represent a lot of different types of highways, because if you go out there, you're going to see browns and grays and all types of colors. So what I did for this road is I used the granite, and this is all fine. Don't use the coarse. The coarse would be way too much in HO scale. It might be okay for O scale, but way too much for HO. So I painted it. First I painted it with the granite. Then I came back and misted it with the charcoal and the pebble, and also misted it with the anvil gray. So I kind of got the color I wanted. Now I'm going to have a cross street in here because, as luck would have it, like Bob Ross says, happy little accidents. When I did the spackling, it kind of made a flat area right here. So I said, oh, well, that's great for a cross street. And then all this is going to be town. There's going to be buildings and things. So that's where I am so far. I've got my road down and painted, and tonight I thought I would stripe it. So I would just want to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, is stripe it. So what I've done here, this tape is actually, I put that down to mark the boundaries of the road. So the white stripe's going to go on the inner edge of this. This is going to be the cross section, so I know where to, and this is on the inside of the cross section, so I know where to stop, here. So I do have, you probably can't see them on camera, but I've got little yellow marks here. And that's going to be the center of my road. Now, to do the center, I'm going to do, this whole thing's going to have a double yellow line. So what I'm going to do, this 1 millimeter tape is about the right distance for stripes between the double yellow stripes. So I'm going to put down 1 millimeter tape first. This is just 1 millimeter masking tape. And I'm going to lay it first. And I hope it sticks. when I do it. And I hope it's straight, because getting tape this thin straight is next to impossible. Now I've got a, there we go. So let me get this. I hope I'm not boring anybody laying tape, because I'm sure that's not exciting. Oh, see, and it pulled up. That's the only problem with this thin tape, is maybe I should have started from the back. And just and held it from there. And you got to find out which side's the sticky side. Because it does have a tendency to twist. And then you got to figure out which way it twists. I think I got it. All righty. I think I have it fairly straight. Maybe I could do a little better at this end. Now I'm just going to mess with it and try to get it exactly straight. It's not in certain places. I might take the whole hour just putting this tape down. Who knows? Maybe I should have done that before I started. There we go. Now, I'm going to take this Tamiya tape. You know what? I think I'm going to take the wider tape for this. And I am going to do 2 sections instead of just trying to do both of them at one time. Yep. So this is this masking tape. And you know when you use masking tape, to stick it to the back of your hand first. Get some of the glue off and get some of the oils of your skin on the tape. Because if you don't, you do things like this where you tear up your paint. So that, because I tore the paint up there, that became a tarred pothole. So you use that kind of stuff to your advantage when you're doing a road. All right, so I have to make this now 1/16 of an inch wide. For the striping. So 1/16 of an inch is about correct for a line. And it looks like I'm dead on, at least on that end. and this end. Now let me see what's in the middle. A little bit wide in the middle. It's okay, I can just take the tape, move it a little bit. Just measure it one more time. 16th. I'll get those out of the way. 16th. Still push that one over a little bit. I'm doing all this without a net, so I think that's good. So the reason I'm putting down tape is, of course, to mask where I'm going to have my stripes. Because if you don't do that, they look funny if you don't make them straight. They look really funny. It might be a little wide at this. So don't push it down until you know exactly where you are. So road stripes are about, can't remember, I think about 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches. Or is it 4 to 5 inches? I looked up the size anyway. I know whatever it was, the 16th of an inch was a good compromise, because I think it's like 16th of an inch is like 4.5 inches. And the good thing about this method too is you can always go back in and change it. Have to make, since the road curves, I have to do that with the tape too. Make sure that the tape gets straight down the middle. I think I got it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I have 2 yellow pencils. This one is called yellow ochre and Spanish orange. So just to give them a good worn look, 2 different colors will really help. So I'm going to go in here now where I have the tape. And just color in the stripes. First I'm going to use this Spanish orange and then come in with the yellow ochre on top of it. And using the tape, you're just going to get perfectly straight lines. So You just have to be careful, especially that thin tape, not to push it, because the thin tape will move on you. That 1mm tape that I have. This doing two different colors will kind of help the weathering effect. Of the stripes. Okay. So now I'm going to come back with the yellow ochre on top of it. And once you've done this once you've striped your roads, you can just come back in and seal them with some kind of a dull coat or a flat lacquer or something on top of them. Or even a flat acrylic would work. And I just got these pencils. These are colored pencils I just got at Hobby Lobby. So they're almost like grease markers. They're not really colored pencils. Anyway, Prismacolor is the brand. I'm sure Michael sells the same kind of stuff. And I know there's people out there, companies that make good highway striping and that kind of stuff. And if that's what you want to use, great. I just like the way the effect that this gives, and also the cheapness, because it saves you a lot of money just buying a few colored pencils. I think that's got it. So the other colored, the lines on the side are going to be white. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to go down and make white stripes along the side. I just get my white pencil out and do the exact same thing. You have to, when you're doing this, you have to sharpen these pencils fairly often, because this stone texture kind of eats them up. Just make sure you kind of fill it in good, not completely, but to the edges at least, so it looks like a stripe and not somebody just colored on the road. I'm going to tear that one up. Go and lay this down. Almost got out of the lines there. Now, since this is going to be an intersection here, there we go. Since this is going to be an intersection, I want to put a stop line, and to do that, of course, I got to take this tape off. And the stop lines are usually a little thicker. So instead of a 1/16, I'm going to double that and go 1/8 of an inch wide with the stop line. There we go. And it's going to be wide also. And all it does is it just runs across. Yeah, I'm actually what I'm going to do is get a traffic light and have a traffic light here for a four-way traffic light. So there we go. All right, so that's all there is to it. Let me tear this up. Oops. I'm going to tear that up. I'm going to tear it here. Of course, you're not going to have lines in the intersection. So there you go. And I don't know how well you can see that. I'll bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can see that. If I can get it down, there we go. So here's what that road looks like. I'll move over here. So this is just kind of tar drips and patches, and you can go. I used 3 different things for that. I used this Tester's paint pen. I'm sorry, get in the camera. It's called Weathered Black, and I used a Sharpie, and I used this art pen that's got India ink in it, and I also used this. This is a 0.25 millimeter micron pen. You can get those at the Hobby Lobby or Michael's also. And I don't know if you can see it, but I went along and did little cracks in the road with that. So, all right. Now I know I've missed a lot of stuff here. But the potholes are in a straight. Not all the potholes. I do have a pothole back here. I don't know if you can see it. This was actually a depression. Oh, I tried to turn my tripod around. This was actually a depression right here when I did the spackling, and so it just became a pothole. So, so let's see. Who snuck in while I was yakking? Roy did. Roy snuck in. Potholes in Texas are in a straight line. Okay. Let's see. I'm going back and looking at some of the older. Dead crows on the road. There you go. I should have a flat armadillo laying on the side of the road or something, shouldn't I? Let's see. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Jerry. I like the colored pencil thing because it kind of, I don't know, kind of, because it skips where the stone texture is, it kind of makes it look like it was painted on. It's part of the road, that kind of stuff. It's not a real pothole until they put up a no fishing sign. Okay, that's not that bad, hopefully. Hey, Martin, I don't think I said hey to you. How you doing? You can spray it with dull coat, but you don't have to. My last one I didn't spray it with dull coat. I might do this just to protect it, um, just so if people lean on it or rub up against it, it doesn't come off. So I'll probably do that with this one. So that's how I do my lanes. Like I said, you've got all kinds of marks on a road. You can see here I put the tire tracks too, down the road. And one other thing is with tire tracks, it's funny. If you look on a lighter brown road, you'll see more dark down the middle. But you look on kind of a gray and asphalt road, and then you see the tire tracks down each side. So it's just, get out and look at some roads and see what see what you come up. I don't think so, Roy. I've seen some. Yeah, and you could use, you could use dull coat, or you can use, that acrylic dull coat. I forget what it's called. It's just a flat coat, but you could use either one. It doesn't have to be lacquer. It can be acrylic. So the tire tracks are just dry brushed. That's all. I took this color, this anvil gray, and you can make an anvil gray. It's just a dark charcoal gray. I just happened to spray it into a little pan here, and then I dry brushed. So what I did is you dip it in the paint, wipe it on something till the brush is almost has no paint on it, and then you just go along and do it. And that's how I did the tire track. So what else is going to happen is there's going to be some guardrails down the side of this since it's on an incline. So I'm going to have guardrails go down to about here, I believe. That's how I measured them out. So it'll have guardrails, and then, like I said, it'll have a traffic light raise it up across the intersection, and then go under the bridge. So that's that. Hey, Redbird Tony, how's it going? Try Godwin's Lake. Ken, how's it going? Try Godwin, Ken. Dave at Crooked River and Eastern. Steve, that makes the road slick. What? Painting it? Let's see. So now my challenge is to paint going into the bridge. So a lot of times you won't see the outside stripes under the bridge, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to have the white striping on the outside under the bridge. It's going to be, it's just going to have the double yellow line down the middle. So, another thing you can do, and I was thinking about, I might do it on another road when I build one on the layout, is you'll see long patches that are a completely different color, where the road was redone or something like that. And so you might go, in that case, you might take the brown and go heavier you know, with the brown as the base coat, and then mist it with the other ones. Uh, you know, and you could do it as a rectangular section for a certain, you know, a certain length of your road, however you want to do that. So anyway, let me get back over here. Make you all sick and move the camera. Hi, Tyler. How's it going? Thank you, Trigoglin. I appreciate it. So, and like I said, this was all done. And you know, if you get these paints, I mean, these 4 cans of paint, 3 pencils, and some tape, that's, you can do, you know, 1,000 feet of road. So, all right, so let's get back now. I'm going to do under the bridge this time. So I'm going to take this, take this that I had. And stretch it down the middle. Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to work with if you do shorter sections like this. All right. Here we go. Kind of eyeball it first to get it to about 1/16 of an inch, because you can tell pretty close, and then you can kind of adjust it as you need to. All right, get my ruler. So, nope, that's not quite wide enough. Just don't want to get it too wide because it'll look funny. There, that's a 1/16. And if I come back to the back here, I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing. Sorry. I probably should have pointed my camera up. Come back here and measure, and that seems to be 1/16. I move this, the small tape over real quick. And one good thing about painting the road yourself and the backdrops, like I'm doing on mine, is I can use the same paint for the road and the backdrop. And that's what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm painting up the wall here for the backdrop. So that's in the experimental stages right now, though. And once you get the first piece down, it's easier to kind of look at the second piece and see if it's the same distance away from that middle piece of masking tape as this first piece was. is. Tell right now it's going to be dead on. Yep, perfect. Okay, so take my Spanish orange first. Sure, get that down good. So, color outside of it. Wow, time sure flies when you're having fun. Working in the train room. I thought I'd get more done than just road striping, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get any more done than that done tonight. Like I said, using the two different colors gives a little weathered look to the stripes, as well as coloring over that stone texture. All right, so I will, like I said, I will do stripes up to the bridge for the edge of the road. Let me just measure that real quick. 1/16. Okay. All right, now on this lane, I'm going to have the 1/8 inch stripe for the stop. That's it. Lift this up. Masking tape. Get off my fingers. Here we go. Perfect. All right, and that's it. So that road has the markings. Like I said, I've got something else I wanted to show you for the road. Just let me get over here, move the camera. Let me look at my chat. Steve Childers, how's it going? Uh, hmm. Tier 4 Jiva with the unusual air horn. Huh. Wonder what it was. Yeah, this drywall spackling, I had put it on a little too thick, and there were some cracks, but I actually kind of used that to my advantage. I don't know if you can see this crack right here, but that's actually a real crack. That's a crack in my spackling. So I just kind of used it to my advantage. It's a crack, you know. So anyway, I ordered these off of eBay, and what these were, they're decal sheets. Oh, let me get them in the camera. Sorry. These are decal sheets that I ordered davesdecals.com, and they're pretty cool. So what I did is actually everything's on one sheet, and you can just cut it out. What I did is I put it on a back that with foil. So when I cut it out, it'll actually have a metal back on it, and I'm just going to use some metal rod, you know, that you can get at the hobby shops and use for the poles to mount the signs on. So um, I think it'll look pretty good, and it'll be thin enough to where it'll look prototypical. That's the problem with some of the plastic signs you buy. They're really thick, and so I was thinking, I haven't tried this yet. Like I said, I put it on the foil. What I did is I did it like a regular decal. I coated the aluminum foil with some clear lacquer, put the decal on it, solva set, and then coated it with clear lacquer again. So we'll just see as I cut them out what they look like. So that's going to be an experiment that I'm going to use for my street signs. I know they're going to be a little fragile, maybe, so I might have to go with a thicker sheet of metal or something. But if I do, I do. So. Yeah, and Anthony, the backdrop where the road's going to go into the distance, I actually brush painted that. So it's a little hard to brush paint it because being that it's stone texture, they really thinned it. So you're going to have to go over. I'm going to have to go over and over it several times to get it completely covered. But I'm just using the same colors as I spray painted the road. And then once I get some the shoulders on and some trees around it, hopefully it'll look a little bit better than it does. So I'm hoping that'll work out. But anyway, like I said, what's next is on this road here. I'm going to put guardrails down each edge to about here, and then a traffic light in the middle. So all in time. The next thing I have to do, of course, is put the bridge on, so it just fits there, and that's what. So that's what it'll kind of look like with the bridge. Of course, it's hard to measure. I haven't scenicked all of this yet, so I haven't got my shoulders on the road, and I haven't got trees and bushes and grass and stuff. So I hope you can kind of use your imagination and see what it's going to look like. One day, I will show you the finished product. I don't know next time if I'm going to continue working on this. Maybe put I'm not sure. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how far I get, on my own during the next month, and then kind of decide what we're going to do then. I know people like to see airbrushing videos too, so I've been thinking I've got some stuff to airbrush. I've got an F unit I need to airbrush. I'm actually detailing it right now, so I might do that. Not sure. Man, I can't believe it's already 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central. Where does the time go? Did I answer all of your questions? That's what I really want to know. Did I get to everybody's question? Because I think I missed a lot. Yeah, CV Railroad said he used shingles from his house. Hey, that's a great idea. Absolutely. Oh, good, James. Grex is a good brand. Absolutely, it is. Yeah, when you missed a lot. You can't model and watch chat at the same time. You're right, Roy. It's almost impossible. So I don't. I apologize for not being able to do that, but I know you guys understand. So I hope you like the results and that everything came out. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can ask me right now. You can also, email me flyingcrow@yahoo.com or put it in the comments. Whatever you want to do would work. Um, I'll let everybody promote their channels since it's right at 7 o'clock now. For a couple of minutes, and yeah, there's a good idea. Put some crash vehicles. Where's the after party? That's going HO. Thank you, John. And Shay, see you in here. Thanks. And I hope everybody. Oh, don't forget, everybody. I do have a Teespring account. I'll put it in the description. Buy a coffee mug or a T-shirt or something, because I just spent a lot of money on eBay, so I need to recoup some of that. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Like I say, I will see y'all next month. Don't forget, next week, Dave Thurber at the Crooked River in Eastern, and then we'll go back. And then I don't know what we've got planned for the 5th week yet, but we'll let everybody know. Yeah, James, that's what I need, a GoFundMe page for my railroad habit. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, oh, good, Dave. I'm glad you got it. All right. Jerry, good night. Dwight, Ian, y'all take it easy and have a great week. God bless.